The mics are blood clot open. Check, check, check.
Select accent for the podcast.
Calvin always late. Episode 310 is the mics open. It is good to be back. My name's G Money.
Andy Young.
Ashley.
Big C.
All right, and of course, on behalf of the Mics Are Open, the good company, we want to express, of course, our condolences to that young man who lost his life, Albert Ojwang, last week at the hands of some killer cops. I don't think there's anything libelous in saying exactly what it is, because as the story is unfolding, it's becoming quite clear this is a heinous, murderous, absolutely despicable abuse of power. The people who are supposed to protect us are the people who are killing us. And it's not the first time, and enough is enough. So we want to add our voices. Immediately we start the podcast to the family, and condolences to the young man who's a father, who's a teacher, who's an only son. And, you know, I don't know how his parents will be able to navigate this. There's no amount of words that can bring him back. And truly, it is one of the saddest things that I have ever witnessed in the 254.
Man, you know, you've just mentioned his dad, right? And I've just remembered some of the comments, right? You know, what has been said about the father, right? He carried his... let's not even start with that. The man worked at a quarry for all of those years to educate this man. Right? To get the education he's gotten for him to now to become a teacher, you know, like the pride and joy of the family, right? Only kid gone, you know, just like...
You know, when this story broke, I thought about Josh, our Askari downstairs, right? And I thought about how his kids have gone through university, or going through university, and how the ultimate plan of all of us has always been to get his kids through university so they can make a difference in his life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And when I think about that, when you think about someone from such humble backgrounds and the sacrifices that must have been made to self-sponsor him through university. And it's not about, like, you know, the fact that he's done all that doesn't even begin to even, it's not even half the story. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, this guy, from all intents and purposes, I even saw on Bachi posted him, he was a rugby coach. This does not seem like a bad guy. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Even when you
even if he is, let's say for the sake of argument and conversation, not like this, bro. Yeah. Even if he did some heinous things or some heinous crimes, bro, let the law do what it's supposed to do. You know, as opposed to taking matters into your own hands. Like I saw Larry posting up, and he had such an amazing comment that just gets you off guard. Like, if the people who are supposed to be looking after us and the place where the law is supposed to be held becomes a crime scene. Yeah. Wow. So what then? Who's to say what's to happen to the rest of us? Who is to come to that crime scene and actually solve things? Because these are the guys who are supposed to be solving crime and all that. But then it's turned into a crime scene. So where do we move? Where do we go to as a nation?
The craziest thing is, and you know, I remember. I wasn't there, but I remember, like, the impact that the murder of Emmett Till had in America, where he was abducted by police or by a hoodlums, and he was murdered and dumped in a river in America. So when they found his body, all bloated and all whatever, his mother was like, "Listen, show my baby's face, like let everyone see what they did to my baby." And his face was all over the newspapers, all over the internet.
The front of the paper.
On the front of the newspaper. I don't look at dead bodies, but I've seen the dead body of Albert Ojwang all over social media. And when you think about it, like, this guy lost his life because of a tweet. Yeah. Do you know how wild that is?
Very.
In a body bag on a slab, cold as ice, because of a tweet. Surely how fragile are we? How fragile are the egos that run this country where kids can be tweeting. Kids can tweet and die. Do you know how crazy that shit is?
And people have been echoing what BN said on the breakfast show, you know. Like, yeah, we want freedom of speech, but you also want freedom after speech.
Yes.
Because if we don't have freedom of speech and we do not have freedom of after speech, then what are we doing in this country?
Yeah.
You know, what kind of governance do we have over here?
You know, just to echo what you guys have said, you know, just as BN rightfully put it, bro, you have Albert Ojwang, who is actually a representative of the opposition in this country. Because you have no opposition.
Yeah.
Everybody's the opposition. So if you're telling the government, oh, it's like this, you know, like freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's crazy that I was actually just reading the order of events, what happened, right?
According to, because we're filming on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So obviously the last thing is that the senators have called
The Inspector General,
police and the
the
CS
Cabinet Secretary for Internal Security.
And one more person, was it the two of them?
IPOA
chairman, there you go.
So it was so interesting to see how after that tweet by Albert went out, the director, the DIG, lodged
Complaint.
a complaint to the DCI. The DCI then went to EACC to clarify, is there an investigation about the
In one day.
there's a whole thing.
No, but I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
The complaint, the investigation, the clarification, everything happened in one day.
There's a whole
So we
list.
can be efficient.
You get
when we want to.
Like, you know, I saw all of that. Then they went back. EACC goes back to the DCI. DCI says, okay, cool, let's go down and collect. Guys, they first stopped in, was it somewhere in...
The other guy.
The other guy. They collected the guys and then stopped at some point in Narok on the way back to Nairobi.
Yep.
Yo, like...
This is in a span of 3 days. So between the 4th, 5th, and 7th.
There's even a point where is the CAK mentioned in that?
The ESCC writes back to the investigating team, confirming DIG Lagat is not under any corruption investigation. Blah blah. Blah.
So
hold on.
June 5th, still warrant of arrest issued against Albert Ojwang and 4 others over false publication. June 5th, investigation team travels to now Kisii to arrest the first suspect, Kevin Mwende, driven to Nairobi. 7th again, investigation team travels to Homa Bay to arrest the second suspect, now Albert.
right, what day was the complaint made by the
Now on the 4th.
on the 4th?
Yeah.
And by the 5th, guys have written back.
And they've traveled.
Guys have
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys have been collected
Guys have been
In one
collected
day.
and taken back to Nairobi.
in one day.
in different counties.
In different counties.
Different counties.
Homa Bay,
Like,
Kisii, it's
there's this.
wild.
And you know what's crazy to even say they've gone all the way.
But if you call the cops, they're gonna tell you they don't
call them
fuel.
after.
3 days later.
You can see. That is why, like this, I like what the senators today have they've put them to task, right?
Yeah.
As we're recording. And guys were like, yo, Kwani, there's guys in this country who are clearly more, you know, like when you report a
above.
crime, it's been expedited.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you saw the guy at the press like, how do you have someone dies and there's a press conference? You have the guy who's accused, you have the spokesman, and you have the IPOA guys in the same place.
I saw that and I was like,
what nonsense is
you
that?
know when even the journalists were asking questions, I was looking at the DIG go like, he's looking at them, he's like so interested in the questions. I'm like,
But you know what?
Oh my God.
There's hope. There's hope for Kenya.
Yeah.
I saw the young people who were at
City
Central
Mortuary.
Police Station, the guys who were at City Mortuary, making sure that there was no interference. There's
Yeah.
hope.
There is.
There is hope. There is hope, and the hope lies in young people.
I mean, you know, it's been a very interesting week. And, you know, guys have really been saying that, hey, listen, there's no news that's going to deflect this, right? And one of the things that people were saying that had been thrown in to deflect was Samido, right?
Oh, yeah.
Samido, a cop who they're saying he's away, he's not...
Absconding
he's
duties.
absconding duty and he's been away for, now is it 12 days, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, you're supposed to like be dismissed or something or go through the
process.
laws and the process after 21 days, right? But I don't know whether you guys saw the picture of him holding
The George Floyd.
yeah, you
In
guys saw
America.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Who Samido?
Yeah. I was like, Interesting.
Yeah.
Because you can imagine this is someone in the police force actually doing that. It's a very subtle way to protest.
Yeah.
Because you know, as a cop, you can't really protest.
Yeah.
But I've really been thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't understand what this guy's plan is. Because I can't see how he's going to come back to just be a regular cop. But and I've really thought about it in terms of like, we know the salaries of what police make, right? And he's just been sent to Gilgil to a new placement post, right? After, you know, the chants that were made, right?
Right.
So I really thought about it, and I was just like, yo, Kenya's in a very tricky place.
It's a very, very, very tricky place.
But you know, speaking about this hope, well, I don't know whether this is really hope, but yesterday, still on the part of Deflection, the president announcing that he's announcing what the electoral commission has now been constituted. What's the word? Constituted. Yes.
So that's not then the guys who were vetted last week.
Yeah. So I think there's 6 days for anyone to really. If you're going to really appeal, you can do it. Then after 6 days, they can now be...
Do you know what's crazy about all this as well? Now that you mentioned it, I think it's the day before yesterday, the Prime Cabinet Secretary wrote an article about being responsible on social media on the day that this guy has died. And I'm like, yo.
Tone deaf as fuck.
Tone deaf, yo.
I saw that.
Like what
He's
the... Like what?
And the old guys in government are trying to have internet regulated over
Yeah.
here.
That it's a thing. There's a lot of laws, and I certainly was speaking to some gentlemen over this weekend. Bro, they learned a lot from the protest of last year. The things that have been put in that are just going. It's a tough one, bro.
Yeah.
You guys have heard about the system they're trying to procure to monitor
Which
on
one?
the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah? Go on.
Like everything that's happening. So like, I don't know whether you guys, well, we kind of did mention it, how in America right now, you're going in and guys are like, they want to see what's on your WhatsApp and all of those. Like the monitoring is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Speaking of which, I applied for clearance to go to America last week. And usually, because I use a different passport, it is immediately granted.
Yeah.
Bruh. They had me sweating.
Yeah.
They had
Asking
me
you
sweating
questions.
like 2 whole hours later. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
So now they like when you do the Esther thing, they're asking you about your IG, your this, your that. So there's me thinking to myself like, I said I can't put my ex account. Let me just put my IG because my IG is just pictures of me. Yeah,
Now,
bro.
what kind of questions were they asking
So
about
no,
you over
basically
social media?
they say it's optional, but they have like they want you to put in your Twitter handle, your IG handle, and all the other social media things, and it's very like usually it's an instant process. It took like a few hours.
Yeah.
You think it's proper due diligence on their part,
No, they
or
are.
is this extreme?
I think-
no, like how you feel about it now.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Like just to tell you this, right?
Right.
By the time you're going for US embassy visa
The interview.
you've already uploaded your documents and everything. You know, it's a very
heavy.
tedious process, right?
Yeah.
So by the time you're even going to the counter, this person knows you're getting a visa or not.
Or not.
Because you've already uploaded the letter to say, hey, I'm visiting so and so. Visiting right now, it's not really flying.
Right,
You get what I mean? So you got to have specific reasons as to why you're going and everything. But your social media has already been vetted. They know who you are. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's happening quite a bit. So like, guys are always asking, oh, I went there, I had my bank accounts were showing, They're like, bro, at times they're not even looking at your bank accounts.
Yeah.
And also, it's like if you look at what's happening in America with the deportations or the deportation order in it's LA, right?
Yeah.
Bro, comes the name Kamilame, like that guy who doesn't talk. The guy Kabi.
Oh, Kabi.
Oh,
the guy was deported.
the influencer.
Yeah.
Let me tell
Yeah.
you. Don't
Kabi
be-
which one?
The guy. The guy.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Deported.
No bloody way.
Yeah, he was told
Oh,
he
He
was
was
given a
allowed to
week.
voluntary deport.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
From court
I'm
side.
allowing you to voluntarily
Party.
deport.
No, he was actually told
Kabi.
Yo,
He was
when did
told-
this happen?
last week.
Last week.
This is news to me. I also didn't know Calvin. I also
You didn't
didn't know.
know?
I didn't know.
Really?
Well, he's quiet. I mean, he didn't say.
This nigga, as in,
He was given given a week to
No
leave.
fucking way.
Then he didn't leave after the week. He
Sheesh.
went for an event. He was collected from the event and was taken out. Yeah. He was kicked out of the country, was put out.
They gave him a 1 year and told him
He was told you either go back to Senegal or where else is he from?
Went
he's based in-
he went to Canada.
Canada. Oh yeah, he was
Canada.
given the option of going to
He went
Canada.
to Canada.
Yeah.
Bro,
He was told
But have you seen the conspiracy theory that he was snitched by
one of
Michael Blackson.
one of Trump's
son's friends.
pals, Bolden or something.
Who's a YouTuber as
Bro.
well. You guys, what TikTok are you
Let me
on?
get the story.
Because I saw Michael Blackson making fun. He'd posted a picture with him.
So
And
the
Michael Blackson
conspiracy-
was like, yo, I've just been stopped by ICE at the airport.
Trump's son has a friend, right?
Yeah.
Who's in the YouTube world as well. He's a big guy. So he's apparently the one who snitched on him because he's been signing deals under different names.
Yeah.
He's been making bank technically.
No, Kabi has
So-
money.
So Kabi's been acting black.
Yeah.
Like signing contracts in different names and stuff, right? So this is the story. Kabi Lame, the world's most popular TikTok personality with millions of followers, has left the US after being detained by immigration agents in Las Vegas for allegedly overstaying his visa. The Senegalese Italian influencer, whose legal name is blah, 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 was detained at the Harry Reid International Airport, but was allowed to leave the country without a deportation order. That's voluntary deportation. So apparently he arrived there on the 30th of April and overstayed his visa. And but the funniest part, it goes, he has not publicly commented on his detainment. He doesn't talk anyway.
Nigga, don't say nothing.
silent.
That's the smartest guy ever. Just don't say
be
nothing.
quiet.
bro. Just don't say nothing.
But you know what I'm saying is that, like, the craziest thing is that, America usually welcomes guys who have money.
Yeah.
So, like, usually, like this man was caught up in the ICE raid, bruv.
Yo, have you
That's
been
why-
seeing videos of that?
That's
It's
what I'm telling you
wild.
guys. My friend's mom, she's a director in one of their companies, right? She was going to see her sister. She's at the embassy with like papers showing that, I don't need to be here. You get, like, I'm just going in, seeing what. It's it's one of those times where you're like, anyway, listen, they'll be watching everything.
On the conversation.
Don't be scared now.
You might be deported. You're not being deported.
You had plans to travel anytime soon, Ama?
Literally.
I wanted to go stateside like in September or something. But now, like, when you just look at everything,
Right.
you're like, do I
Is it
really
really-
need
Is it worth
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Ama?
like now,
you know
so
what?
my granny, my grand aunt has gone to Germany. Her nieces have invited her. They're like, oh, come to Germany for a month. So her daughter's kids live in the States, and they haven't been to Kenya in like maybe 15 plus years.
Right.
So they were like, since Granny's in Germany, let's fly out to Germany, go spend time with her. But the way things are in America, because they were born in the US, but their mom went and overstayed their visa. You get what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so they were like, if we fuck off, we might
Coming
not
back
come
in?
back.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
You know
like,
what I mean?
I've not been to America for a while. I've not been to America, 3 years?
Oh, before? Yeah, almost.
More like 3 years or so.
Yeah.
The last time I went to see my aunt, isn't it? Remember?
Yeah.
That was some time back. And last week I was just like applying for a Canadian visa, applying for American entrance, blah, blah, blah. The Canadian one, like I said, that one was instant. The US one was a while. But the thing about it is, it's like, bro, America just doesn't look that appealing anymore, bruv.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it doesn't.
It's it's the pressure. You just think about everything that's happening, right? Like now, speaking about like guys who've gone to the States, because there's back in the 90s, everybody used to want to go to the States.
Yeah.
Even the 2000s and what. So my pal is a doctor, right? And he works at a prison.
Right.
He used to actually work at an all-female prison.
Right.
Right? But now he's been moved to another prison. That's the sector he's in, big business. So I asked him, you've been in the States for what, close to 20-something years? I'm like, so why haven't you gotten your citizenship? He was like, bro, I have my permanent residency and I am content. And I asked him, so why not? He told me the only difference between permanent residency and citizenship is the fact that I can't vote. And he was like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he was like, I'm okay with
That's
that.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I wanted to ask the visa story, right? Because most of us know the feeling of trying to apply for a visa and getting denied. But then you spent bucks, you spent money.
Especially in the UK as well.
Yeah. So like I remember trying to go to South Africa back in, whatever. And bro, it's tumultuous, man. The money you spend, insurance, this and that, even before you get to...
Did they tell you no?
Bro, yeah.
Wow.
So I saw a conversation online about embassies refunding people on denied visas. Like, okay, you've denied me my visa, then give me back all the money that I spent into trying to...
guys who are pushing for it. I know enough. I've not yet heard of embassies refunding.
It should be a thing because it's a money-making scheme
or something.
There was a case in France the other day where a man and a wife applied for a visa and they used literally the same documents and the wife got it. And the guy didn't. The guy, I think he's Nigerian or something. He didn't get it. He lives in France. And then they had to refund him. He's sued to be refunded and then he changed his mind. He doesn't want to go to... I think it was France. He was supposed to go to France. No, he was trying to go to France, I think it was. Here's the thing. There's a process, right? So there is a cost incurred in the process of applying for anything. It's like, for example, if you go to buy something or you go for a service and you pay your deposit, then even if you don't do the service, you're not going to get all of the money back. You get me? I feel that I feel if it's $100 and you don't get your visa, I do believe you should get like a 60 back.
So let's like say back in the day, because now UK visas moved from VFS to the other guys. The other guys will do Italian visas and everything. So let me give you my British...
And it's outsourced.
Yeah, it's outsourced, right? So when you go get your UK visa, you go to an agent that does visas for multi countries, right? I didn't have my passport for a month. It had to go all the way to South Africa.
Crazy.
Really?
Yes.
Your original passport?
My original passport.
It
went for a month. And I'm just checking my mail to see what's up. They then sent me an email. They were like, hey, we've seen your documentation because you upload. And the UK is serious. Like, you have your bank statements. They're like, you pay to upload. So they sent me back. They were like, hey,
you pay to upload?
Yes.
God damn.
You pay to upload. At the counter, they're like, okay, scanning all of that. So the SA guys, the consular, sent me an email. They were like, have your bank verify. But remember, my bank has already stamped every fucking page.
Verification.
And it is like 100 or some shit. You get? So I've paid money for approval, verification. I've paid to upload, and then it's gone. All right? Then they've sent an email. They're like, have your bank approve. So the bank now has to write a letter. Then a couple of weeks, they send you, they're like, okay, cool, what? Your visa, your passport has been dispatched. It'll be brought to your house. Because you've now paid for
your
visa to be brought. Now, I've already paid, but you're paying extras, so they can either tell you go, collect, or it's delivered by DHL.
Out of interest, this was your first UK visa?
Yes.
How long did they give you?
Because I was doing a 6-month visa.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
How long did that process take?
A month. You get? But now here's the thing.
I know Kenyans in the UK who are applying for their US visa, pop one time, 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Because over here we're getting 5.
Yeah, pop one time, 10 years. My father's got a 10-year visa. And he's Kenyan.
Yeah.
As in Kilifi Kenyan.
No, ulitumia kama how much ku apply for that visa? Like within that 1 month, how much money did you use in the whole process? Roughly.
I mean, the UK visa, I think maybe it was about 30-something K. Then that whole process and everything. Then you obviously have to pay for you don't have to pay for the DHL and FedEx and what.
Right.
For me, I just didn't want But for me, the tedious bit was... But one thing I've learned with the UK one, UK especially, they want to see stamp in, stamp out before your expiry date. Because now if I was to go get another one, which I want to get like a year or a 5-year one, I'll probably be done with... I'll probably get it back in a week. Yeah.
But you know who has no problem getting visas? Governors in Kenya.
I see.
Quick. Apparently, Governor Kihika did not give birth in Kenya because she didn't want to see her subordinates looking at her pum-pum.
She was just like, yeah, my subordinates could not see me naked.
She's literally saying, I have the highly blessed pum-pum that nobody can look at.
You know what?
Pum-pum bring life.
You know, pum-pum bring life. You know that's a strong fuck you though. Right?
Yeah, literally.
You know, it's a very strong fuck you.
Like, just because I don't want you guys to get to see my pum pum, I'm fucking out of here and giving birth somewhere else.
How many people have been born in Princess Zara?
For those who don't,
that's true.
For those who don't know, the governor of where is she from?
Nakuru.
The governor from Nakuru has said she did not give birth in Kenya because she didn't want her subordinates and juniors to see her pum-pum, because she might do meetings with them and they're sitting in meetings saying,
they're like,
yo,
we saw her
I recognize that pum-pum.
Now you know what? Now let me play devil's advocate.
Let me finish first of all, right? Yeah. So, I mean, it was nothing to do, I'm sure it was nothing to do with the fact if you're born in America, you're American. Because, I mean, she could have flown to SA.
You want to start? You're cooking.
She could have flown to Dubai.
There's a lot of hospitals around.
There's a lot of hospitals around.
Yeah. I mean, she could have gone to India. She could have even gone to India. Gone to Delhi.
Which is nearer.
One with biryani.
Which is nearer. And
has
Indigo. She could have gone to Doha.
She
could have gone to all of these places that
quality services.
The stress of flying for 16 hours to America on a pregnant lady.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it had nothing to do with native or birthright American citizenship. I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
I'm sure
definitely
it
I'm sure it does.
That's a long shot. Nah, couldn't be that.
That's not the way to aim to earn dual citizenship, right?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Who'd have thought of that?
I know, right? If you read your constitution very well.
If she goes to the UK and has the baby there, the baby is still Kenyan.
Yeah.
If she goes to France and has the baby there, the baby is still Kenyan.
Yeah.
That's why Trump is mad about this. America, if you're born in America, you're American.
Yeah. Isn't he trying to remove that?
He's trying to remove it.
That's what they're trying to revoke. Let me tell you. Do you know, I have a lot of Nigerian friends. And every single time
they got that American passport.
I'm with them in Nigeria. They're like, Lekki, no. They've been there for years, right? Then they tell you, yo, I'm checking into Kenya. Could you help me with my visa situation? I'm like, then they send you an American passport. You're like,
what?
Me, I need to help you.
What do you mean?
I thought you were just from Chevron. But that's a lot of Nigerians have dual.
A lot.
So technically what you're trying to tell me is when I'm giving birth,
go to America.
I just fly down unless Trump actually executes it.
Because your pum-pum is special.
My pum-pum gives life.
You just happen to be there when you do.
You're like,
I'm like, oops,
so might as
baby's
well.
popping out. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. I mean, you could have done this in a different hospital.
But here's the thing.
With different
I'm
personnel.
not one to speculate, but I reckon she's got dual citizenship.
For maybe.
For over there.
But
you know her, but then Governor Keheka doesn't. She comes from a proper prominent political family.
I get that.
Dad was a KANU diehard.
My issue, not that I have an issue.
Keheka Kimani, yeah.
My issue is nothing to do with her having a baby in America. In fact, anybody who's pregnant, if you have the ability to have the baby somewhere else,
go.
Knock yourself out.
Most people don't have that ability. My issue is, as the governor, you're saying Nakuru's not good enough, Nairobi's not good enough.
Yeah.
Kenya's not good enough.
There's nowhere good enough for Kenya. But
what do you mean? You guys are even taking it far. She'd have given birth using SHA.
Yeah. All right, but here,
why are you complicating? You want to make sure that SHA is working.
Show us how it works.
SHA is working. But you have a whole county hospital. Show people SHA is working.
That's true.
My
Show us how it works.
problem is not with any of that.
Yeah.
My problem is you saying that your pum-pum is special.
Yeah.
That's what my problem is.
That's the bar of the year.
Bro, that's the bar of the year.
Can't beat that. You can't beat that. Bro.
You're saying, like, you're not saying, I went to give birth in America because there were some difficulties in my pregnancy that I wanted to make sure I had specialist care.
Or I have a particular doctor over there.
Listen, if as a woman and she's bringing life into this world, she has a right within her capacity to have the baby wherever she wants.
Yes, she does.
Wherever she wants. It's her, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
My problem is if you're going to make an excuse, see, you make one that's less offensive to us. Why are we just shut on continually?
Bro, that one was just like...
How can I be in a hospital having a baby and my juniors who I have meetings with? So, like, yo, let me tell you something, fam. Like, I've been in many...
done Nairobi Hospital, Bwana. Aga Khan. Princess Zara, you know.
You see what I'm trying to say?
A lot of people were born there.
I'm trying to say the excuse is so fucking...
You know what you
technically come up with a better excuse.
Do you know what you can even say? You know what? You could say, fuck you guys, I don't want my whatevers, right? People like those governors, they already have like a Dr. Silverstein, the one for Moi. That's your private doctor. He can come observe.
Yes.
If you really need your own nurses who have no clue who the fuck you are, you could do it.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, this is such a big fuck you to the electorate in that county, right?
And this country.
And this country. Yo, let me tell you, especially when we now get to matters SHA and SHA working and not working. Bro, let me tell you, a couple of years ago, I was looking for, a friend of mine was telling me about global medical insurance. So, you know, they send you different packages and all of that. They'll tell you, okay, cool, starting from like $2,500, this and what, right? If you're one of those people who's like, I need cover too, for especially elderly who are always traveling and what. Bro, that insurance cover was covering everywhere but North America. North America, medical insurance is expensive. Proper expensive. Like, let me give you guys perspective. If you fainted here and we needed to rush you to Nairobi Hospital, up the road, that ambulance bill is not less than $600.
Facts.
This is Canada and them.
No, America, States. Because it's business.
It's business. You know, it's privatized over there.
Yeah.
North America.
North
US,
America, but now US.
Okay.
Like, you know, $600 is like, what, $76K?
Yeah.
From here to Nairobi Hospital.
But and these things
still
going on.
You've not started.
Kuna oxygen, kuna nini.
At a consultation.
God,
what? And you know, also, here's the thing.
Right.
Medical insurance is also very expensive.
Yeah.
Yo, like some of the things that there's a time, I'm one of those guys. I want to really make sure that Meno has been looked at, right? Glasses, I've had my ophthalmologist check them so I got one pair of glasses, right? No, I got frames. I came with frames. I told them I just need lenses, so charge to insurance. Boss, I got another pair of frames. I was like, insurance. It's backyard. I need to use before it ends. They said, I was like, small money.
Listen.
Some of them are even a year. You can't get new glasses within a year.
I got my insurance when I left Radio Africa. Shoot, it's actually due next week. When I left work, I took out the equivalent insurance with the same company. Because I said I want continuation, right? So I got the new insurance. I didn't know insurance was that expensive. So first thing I do, I go and get glasses. Then I'm like, yo, I got all this money for glasses. I went back, they were like, nope, come back in 10 months. So now I went back just the other day and got these ones. But now I just saw Optica trying to call me. So if that insurance is bounced, man, you reckon it's bounced?
No, they did me like that. The ABC place, the Optica guy over there, they called me and said, your insurance has said, fuck you.
This is after you got the glasses?
No, this is the first one, right? So I went back after like 2 months. I was like, bro, see, we have money remaining there. See, I want to see nicely. Well, this is my...
All I know is these glasses, as far as I'm concerned, they're on my insurance. And Optica, if you didn't get the insurance payment, that is not my problem.
Man. So
that is not my problem. Talk to the relevant individuals.
But you know what we should actually do? Like, you know, since like some years back, we did a podcast about like finance, right? I think we should do one about insurance because I've been looking at so many different insurance providers and I've come across some very interesting ones. I've seen some where they're saying, hey, you can even pay like $6K a month and your outpatient is like maximum to about like 40K or something. And then if you're getting into hospital, they'll pay like an inpatient of this. And I just like the different ones because at times you hear some, like G was saying, you get some quotes and you're like, what the actual hell is going on?
I went to hospital last week just for a checkup. And my doctor who treated me when I was ill all those years ago, has even left the hospital. I had to find him in his private practice.
Yeah.
And in all intent, he was just like, yo, working in the hospital is not it no more. Like, there's so much happening.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
yo, like, honestly, I think
it's a crime. I feel like when there's a crime scene, like, I feel like some days I wake up, I feel so heavy, like I just feel like we're just alone. Like,
and everything is a scam. A pyramid scheme.
Bro, this planet, if I could come back again, I'm coming back as a doctor. Bro, like the map.
I was going to say I'm coming back as a cat.
No, I'm coming back as a doctor.
Because they know I'm going to be human again.
My friend just injured their knee in the gym. So they've started limping, what, and everything. So the doctor's like, oh, you need to go through those operations. They just insert two things.
Yeah.
Then they're like, your anesthetic
will be up here,
it'll be put on the spine. So that, so first and foremost, the guy who's doing that...
anesthesia.
The guy is paid separate. Then the doctor... hospital, then his fees. So I was like, so how much did it all come to? They were like, sijui 8 sock, 9 sock.
God damn.
100,000.
800, 900K. The doctor, the surgeon who did was like, so now, because she's a doctor as well.
Right.
So they were having a conversation doctor to doctor. So she was like, yo, this is going to go on my insurance, what. The guy was like, oh, I thought you should have told me. I'd have waived my doctor's fee. I'm like, this niggas is balling that much.
Let me ask you though. Like, but if you came back as a doctor, and I want you to answer me this, like, honestly, right? If you came back as a doctor, do you think that Governor Kahika would let you see her pussy?
Hey.
Next on the roster.
Calvin is like the pizza man. This boy, they labors every time.
All right, so
every time.
Apparently, if you listen to women, you make better decisions, man them.
Yeah, I agree.
Kindly, do
100%.
tell.
It depends. It depends with the woman. Because...
Study has shown, though.
Now, I always have a problem with these studies because studies will show anything. That's the problem. And I always have to look at, this is something we talk about. Anytime there's a study done, how did they do the study? What kind of people were there or were they collecting the study from, right? So I think, because you can bear me witness, the advice you get from the women around you, say family, right? Someone who is looking after you, nurturing you and all that. The advice they're going to give you is completely different from the advice you're going to get out here. More often than not. And I feel like you need a very genuine woman, a very selfless woman who can see through everything and give you something objective. The issue is, I feel like, for the most part, again, it's not a blanket statement, and women are not a monolith, right? But for the most part...
Hey, bwana. Hey. Kizungu kubwa. Hey. Yo, if you drop that on Homeboys, frequency.
Austin, what does
if I drop that on Homeboys, they're calling me for a meeting after the show. Why are you using hard words on the show?
Monolith is a large single upright block of stone, especially one shaped into or serving as a pillar or monument.
Yes.
Rigid.
No. By that I mean, like, women are not at one thing. All women are like
men
this.
are the same, yeah.
Or all men are the same. It's not a monolith kind of setup, right?
Okay.
But how would you trust a woman's advice not coming from a point of how do I put this?
I see you. I'm actually with you, Andy.
Yeah? Like it's her worldview, and maybe there's an intention or where it's coming from.
I think it's simpler. I think it's even simpler than that because you know and I let you speak after. Okay. If you think about many women,
yes,
the biggest issues they have in the workplace are other women.
Whoo!
Am I correct?
Hey,
am I right?
Hey, where's the fire extinguisher?
Because the women
Where's my bell? The small one.
I'm hearing that bitch. I'm like,
no, right?
Because you're right.
Of course.
Because you're right.
Let me tell you. Yo, if you're a boyfriend and your chick, whatever, and she works at an office, she opens the door. She opens the door, you're like, girl, what's up? You can see on the couch. You're like, tell me. You're like, let her vent to you.
No, so
what she does?
She's all,
what did Patricia do?
She'll even never be mad at you as her boyfriend. She's like, I need to call this nigga and bitch about these women. You always will have all
it's agreed that we're correct. I'm correct in that. Yeah?
Yes.
So you think about it, and I know that a lot of women complain about women in the office, right? So I think that if it's from a position of love,
can you say,
like you said,
say that bitch?
Like
bitch?
Yeah.
You've been there.
One too many times. That little bitch.
Yeah, I've never forgotten. When I was growing up, my mom said that about another colleague. And she said the B word. And I was like,
your mom.
My own
You know, I see your mom as a pastor, bro.
She said that. I was like,
yeah.
Anyway, go on.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's not just random advice because women can be cold. Like proper cold, like even.
What do you think they have?
I don't understand how we've moved from us giving the greatest advice.
That's a
fuck off.
It's just
touch my hands.
Yeah, you're cold.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. So and this is
was not the conversation.
So no, that's not the conversation. But what I'm trying to say is, I feel that. Like you said with the survey, it has to be within a particular context.
Yes.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like if you have a woman who loves you and has your best interest at heart, then the advice she's gonna give you is gonna come from a good place. Like anybody.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm trying to say? Like if I give you advice, it will come from a good place. But if I don't care, I'm like, yeah.
Or Ashley, as I throw it to you, pause or no pause. Like women, they are 10 steps ahead of you.
Yes.
So what's to guarantee you that she gave you the advice that you really needed, or alifika step 5 because she knows, no, I can't give him up until step 10 because maybe there's something or there's a particular direction I'd want to, and it's the manipulative factor. Again, women are not a monolith. So this is not at all women.
But they
have the capability of giving you sound advice. They see through shit. They see through things. But how many of them are going to give you that sound advice? True. That's the question.
I agree with you guys.
If she cares, yes.
I fully agree with you guys. And as you said, it's technically everybody. Like even for me, listening to your advice, I wouldn't listen to your advice the same way I'd listen to G's or Calvin's advice. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yours is more philosophical. Also maybe more information. G will come from a more knowledgeable point of view. Calvin will probably joke about it. You get what I mean? Like there are different ways of understanding or being given advice. But I think the main point here is why they're saying if you listen to women's advice, or people are happy if they listen to women's advice, is because it's more concise. Even if it's not accurate, it will give you some kind of perspective that you never thought of, if you get what I mean,
Better
right?
clarity.
They look at, a little bit of clarity. Because women look at things from a different holistic point of view.
Yeah.
Men look at it from a very logical point of view, if you can think about it like that.
Yes.
For women, some are logical and emotional, some are just emotional. You get what I mean? So you're getting different perspectives. And that's why listening to women's advice is the way to go. As the research says, and I believe this is for all women, I'm backing you babes up today, okay?
Yes.
Not teacher me. For all women, I believe there's some nuggets that you get from all women, negative or positive, so that you can know how to move. Some of them may be negative, and that's how you'll know how to move.
Okay, but let me go on.
No, I have a question. If women are so good at giving advice, I think you can see where this is going, right?
Go on.
If women are so good at giving advice,
why they support choosing?
That's one.
Partners?
That's
Wow.
2, why do you not take your own advice?
Because we're better at giving it.
And 3, why you'll pause? No pause. Touche. And 3, why are you, okay? For the most part, I feel like you lot complain a bit too much for people who can give good advice about. Yes.
Doctors can't treat themselves, can they?
And actually,
If I'm a doctor, can I operate on my own self?
But this is what I always say: like a good doctor is a bad patient, a good lawyer is a bad client.
Exactly.
Right. But
so you're answering your question.
No, it doesn't answer the question. It doesn't. The question is why. That's the question. The question is why.
You know
it's not what's happening.
I think, and I listened to a podcast. I've listened to a lot of podcasts this week in the absence of us being out there.
Sorry, by the way.
Yeah,
guys,
do you know what I mean? Bro, let me tell you. So I was listening to a therapist day before yesterday on a podcast, and he was saying that there's this thing in childhood that attaches itself to you if you go through trauma. So, you know, according to research, like a woman who grew up with, say, like a drunk father is actually more likely to choose
a drunk
as a partner or some kind of. And I found that shit to be absolutely mind blowing.
It's true.
Because the therapist was like, or the psychologist was like, a lot of the things that you see manifested in people, it's not a lottery. So it's not like a woman chooses a bad man or a man chooses a bad woman, but they choose someone who's connected to the alarms that triggers those alarms within their psyche.
Very true.
And it was Chris Williamson, whatever his name is, podcast, and it was not this one this week, the week before. He's got a podcast called Modern Wisdom. It's amazing. And it really made me think that maybe deep down we think we have choice, but the genetic manipulation that we've gone through as kids or trauma personalities that we've adopted as kids are actually the ones who are actually picking our partners for us.
And we're not aware of it.
And we're not even aware of it. You know what I mean?
You know,
I see it, but I don't fully agree. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's some choice, but most times than not, you will gravitate more to something that you know or something that is more familiar to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, here's the thing. Let me answer that question in a very interesting way. I don't know whether you recall this, right? In the UK, insurance for women was a percentage law. Do you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Like, men are more prone to risk. Let me even bring it here. Have you ever claimed on insurance on your car?
No.
Have you? Okay.
Well, don't ask me.
No. But I know where you're going with this because most women claim a lot less. Women's insurance for cars in the UK is cheaper than men's.
You get what I mean?
Right.
Because it's hard for them to actually...
Women are very...
Men are going to ICD in Mombasa Road.
They're like...
And racing. You get what I mean?
Guys are saying, my car already came with 350 horsepower. It's not enough. I need 500. For what? You know? So
That's
all of those kind of things, right? So women are very subtle. They're very...
they're risk averse.
risk averse, right?
Yeah.
Gentle, they're caring. You know, that's why... Soft. Generally,
in a
right?
good way.
Men are very
In all
like
ways.
this. So you have... That is why as a man, you really need to be, especially like someone who's like got a big appetite for risk. Like I can tell you, there's a day G and I were in Galana Plaza and we were... Homeboys used to be on the what floor?
Eighth floor.
8th floor. And the person we were with took us to the 5th floor and said, I've taken up this space, but I don't know how I'm going to describe and tell my wife.
Like they just took it.
Remember?
Yeah.
And he's
Maybe
like,
it's a conversation they didn't have, man.
he's not ready to have it.
What am I
He's
telling
not
my
ready
wife?
to have it.
Yeah.
But him is like, yo, I've taken it,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
but I
remember
don't
that.
know how I'm going to explain it. Because now you know it's a conversation of like, so why did you take it?
Why?
Would it make sense?
These are decisions we make together, perhaps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So as a man, when I say listening to your wife, right? It makes sense. And if you have a good woman,
Yes.
bro,
Yes.
keep that good woman.
That's the catch, yeah.
But now
Yeah.
let me tell you, if you have a woman who is bad,
You're in
Lord,
trouble.
oh my God, run. They can fucking finish you.
Nakwanga,
Remember when
I
this
wanted to
conversation
finish.
started with
Yeah.
cold?
Yeah.
Your men are cold. But women,
Bro,
when they say they will fucking finish you, and she's
Sub-zero.
got a vendetta.
the last couple of weeks,
Her reaction is based on
the last couple of weeks, I've been
an
going,
action.
the last couple of weeks I've been going through some litigation in Jamaica, and I can tell you this: hey, women are cold,
Yeah.
cold, like as in like wow, like as in I've seen things in these last 2 weeks that I didn't even think
Give us
would
something.
see.
Give us
No, it's all to do with property and stuff.
I'll say this, and it's true. Women are cold. Women can be cold even without, it needing to be a reaction or whatever. But I'll tell you this: most times when women are cold or women seem like they've literally reached into hell.
Quote R. Kelly. When a woman's fed up.
Yeah, literally. And most of the time, I'll tell you this, even for me, I'm very cold to people who have not been good
Nice
to
to
me or nice to me, right? Let me say good. Nice
Right.
is very generic. Haven't been good to me no matter how many times I've been good to them. And now that I'm cold, some of my exes, most of them I'm still friends with. Sometimes I talk to them and they're just like, why are you so cold? And I'm like, haha. So you thought when you're doing all that fucked up shit, this will never come to because I've never reacted in a way that would be offensive or would show that I'm pissed off. I've always been kind, I've always been soft. But now that I'm cold and now you have a problem with it. So women, yes, can be very cold. And me, let me tell you, ladies, you're allowed to be cold. You're allowed to be cold to some extent, right?
No.
But
I
a
forget-
reaction is based on an...
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that. And
I have a counter, but go on.
But here's the thing.
I
Allow me
was
to-
actually-
hold on. Before you
Hey,
get into
guys,
that.
Okay.
calm down.
Remember, calm down. Ati, calm down.
Calm down.
No, guys, remember, I've specified, right? I've said, and I've said, good women, fantastic. There's bad women, just like there's bad men and bad and good men.
That's true.
100%. That's just how nature is.
Yeah.
But in addition, there's what Ashley has mentioned. So that's 3. There's a good woman, a very good woman. There's bad women, right? And there's also women who were put there, who've been
Scorned.
pushed there.
Yes.
Circumstance.
Yes.
Right.
You get? It goes there.
Yeah.
And
So
I
you
started
see-
by saying, yes, there's some women who are simply just cool.
Yeah. So you see, you could have a woman who is very cold because circumstances pushed her there. You get?
True.
But she's still very good at giving you very sound business advice.
Fact. Very true.
You get what I
job,
mean?
buddy.
But let me ask.
And you see, like now you have a guy who is like, I want to divorce this woman.
Okay.
'Cause-
And others are wondering, what do you mean?
But I want to divorce this woman because, on textbook, everything is nice.
But-
She's probably so bankable and she runs
Right.
the empire. But you are so fucking fed up because the things she's doing to you.
True. So she could be. I see that, and
You get what I mean?
I'm fully with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I always say, "Ata dema kwa ameivaje," I'll translate for you. Ata dema kwa ameivaje. There's someone out there who is tired of that babe that
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
wants. Actually, this is something we've talked
I
about
know.
since
I
back
know.
then, and we see it every day. There's this chick, everybody wants this chick, but there's that one guy who is that. It's because they know what comes with it.
And it's also based on preference. See, that
Preference,
one thing,
yes.
that one thing that this man is just like, fuck, I need to get away from. Maybe
Yes.
another guy is just like, that's exactly
That's what I want. One man's meat.
Exactly.
Another man's poison. But let me ask you though, and I want to test out your theory in real time, right? Ashley from the Mics Are Open podcast.
I'm
Yeah.
sweating a little bit now.
What advice would you give to a short man who wants to go onto Tinder?
I'd advocate for you to lie on this one.
What?
Oh, listen.
Is this a sound advice that women are giving?
No. I'm
No.
joking.
There's a
My sound advice to men,
Short men.
short men
Short kings.
specifically, short kings.
Yes.
On your bio, lead with the fact that small things harbor big
Gold.
tools.
The reason I asked
Come
that is because Tinder apparently is going to allow people to filter according to height.
Loud.
Honestly, I'm here for the short kings. Can I tell you something?
Shotgun, long.
That's saying it's true. Also, they're the sweetest, probably most masculine, because they have to compensate, right?
Secure.
Yeah, and
Funny.
Hold on,
Wait, no, let us cook. No, let us
No.
cook.
Listen,
Let Ashley cook, please.
the Lord is not mean. He will not give you height.
He's my shepherd.
You know.
Yes, I shall not want.
He is a giving God. He will not give you height and also not give you girth or length in other places. Or give you a shit personality and you don't have the height.
Hold on.
Let Ashley cook, bro.
Something's gotta give. Majority of the men who are short, who I've met, are actually the sweetest, most masculine, have the biggest aura, have bigger things too under pants. And are the
And
most
a big heart
amazing
too.
and a big exactly
Yeah.
the most amazing individuals that I have met. So even if Tinder is making you set your height or setting a height filter, your bio can save you by just telling us who you are, what personality you have.
G, before you go,
No,
just
you
one
go.
question for clarification. When we say short, what's the cutoff point? Like, give me figures, give me inches.
Okay, I'm 5'6".
Pause.
Major pause. Give me the inches.
I'm 5'6", so what, like 5'5", 5'6"?
So 5. So the cutoff point for you is okay. What about generally, like the notion out there for women? Like any guy below this cutoff point is short.
Okay,
But
honestly, I'm the average height for women.
Have you ever asked
No,
a man, have you
Ashley.
finished growing yet?
Whoa. That's so disrespectful.
Very. Where's my bell?
But actually, you're tall for women.
No, I'm average. I'm the average. Let's ask
like
ChatGPT.
Alafu angalia Kenya. Angalia Kenya.
Angalia.
That's the hair, you know.
No.
It's the hair. Also, you know, my tits make me look a little bit taller.
No. Yo,
Also, when she sits down, she's taller.
Exactly. Thank you, Andy.
Like guys, this guy is gassing you.
Go on.
When you look at like average babes in Kenya,
Yeah.
they're shorter than you are. Yeah.
So the height filter might work both ways.
Okay.
Yeah?
We don't care. We don't care about. Do you? You care about the height? This is Austin. Like not too tall.
Like me, yo,
Or
bro,
not too short.
if
What's
a
the cutoff point for
If
you?
a baby is 6'2", what are we doing?
What are we
5
doing?
foot?
Nothing.
6'2" is pushing it.
5'5".
Nothing.
So any babe below 5'5" is a no. God damn.
You know,
What are you going to do? Like,
listen,
on the head like
listen. If a baby is 6'2",
Give me dribbles.
he's 6'2", and I've had a bad week at home, a bad week at the office. I get home, she's like, "Oh, come here."
Yo, she has to, no, bro. She has to carry me, lift me up, like the king that I am.
Or I've come from a trip
bus,
at
baba.
the airport. You know, Pale JKIA. But they're like, taxi, you need taxi? I see my babe, I drop luggage. Oh,
Can I-
she knows me.
Man,
fully
spin me
mapping
around,
your
bro.
life.
Spin me around.
Can I just
Come
say, but can I just say that, like, I don't think that we should, like, give short people, sorry, let me say short, well, they're short or vertically challenged people.
Oh my God.
I don't think we should give them a hard time. I
shouldn't.
I think, like, I see it on social media. Shout out to Will the DJ. Will the DJ is the biggest short person, and you know Will is like
That could mean a lot of
Yo,
things.
That's
I need
true.
you to be very specific on what you're saying.
So Will is like 6
What,
foot.
the biggest short person?
No, Will is like 6'5" or something like that, right? Fam, he's short people jokes on IG are the funniest.
Oh, he just makes jokes about short people.
Damn.
Not every day, but most days. I mean, because when you're that tall,
tall, yeah.
almost everyone is short. You know what I'm trying to say?
Everybody
Yo,
is short.
I've been watching a new documentary. I mean, you guys should probably watch it.
Bro, I
With
watched the
Shaq.
movie. I watched the movie this weekend
guy
for the
is
first
huge.
time.
He's 7'1".
You watched what?
A movie for the first time in years.
Good
this
job.
Oh,
When did
speaking
you
of
watch?
which, so why I'm telling you guys,
Yeah,
especially
man didn't even say it.
from a marketing and culture perspective.
yeah.
So remember the biggest two, well, I'd say ambassadors, influencers for Reebok were who?
For Reebok.
For Reebok, I don't know. Tell us. I don't
Allen
know.
Iverson and Shaq.
Ah.
Remember the era when it was Nike and Reebok,
Reebok, yeah.
competing.
Right.
So Shaq bought into one of the biggest like sports marketing and music management kind of company, and they've got a huge portfolio, right? And they manage like estates of guys who are gone and what. So
Like a
they
label.
no, it's not a label. It's like a private equity.
Okay.
So they
Company,
went
okay.
and bought Reebok, right? So I think the deal was like for 2-point-something billion, right?
Okay.
So it's a Netflix series. I've just finished watching it. It's maybe about 10 episodes. So he goes in saying, okay, I'm back. Reebok, we did this and what we want to try and get back into, into the basketball market, right? Because you can remember it was Reebok and Nike
Yeah.
that were together,
Yeah.
and then Adidas bought
came in.
Reebok, right? And Adidas went up, and now you have Under Armour and all of these different categories, right? So now they're now pumping back. So the whole process of now saying exactly like how Michael Jordan, they went and spoke to the parents.
Yeah.
So now he's got a very nice approach. He's gone for the high school guys, right? He's signed some of the good ones. The guys who are now getting into the G League. So he's gotten those. He's gone into the WNBA.
Nice.
Yeah, so launched a sneaker with, and that's never been done.
Yeah.
Right? So like a sneaker for a lady,
women,
right?
yeah.
And then they've gone for like the proper basketball guys. So different tiers. So it should be very interesting to see how over the next couple of years Reebok is gonna get back into the game.
That's why I love tall Amazonian like queens, man. They're like a stallion, brah. Yeah, give me
You're
those
into tall women,
brah. Damn.
From back in the day.
Tall baby, darling, give me that shit.
Yo,
man.
like, but-
Yo, we need to build a basketball team together.
Bro, like tall women though. What?
Yeah. Save these jeans. You know, them they'll be trying to protect their jeans because I'm a short king. But me, I'm like, come on, man.
You're not a short king, though.
Actually, as a guy, me, I can tell you now, generally, I'm the standard for maybe below me is short.
What
For
are
guys,
you? You're like 5'7".
I'm 5'6".
I'm 5'6".
I think you're 5'5".
I'm not 5'5".
How tall do you think I am?
I've no
I've
idea.
never looked at you like that.
I mean, for me,
I'm tall enough. I'm
mean,
tall
for
enough.
me, anything-
You don't judge me for my height.
No,
That's
I've
true.
never.
anything below 6 is short.
Sorry.
See, exactly.
Yeah.
And
For real?
take it from someone who plays basketball, bruh.
Oh, okay, got
Bruh.
you.
And it's not just because of the game. However much the game
You
has
know-
been dominated
you know-
by
Yeah.
tall guys.
Yo,
Nah.
basketball niggas is like tall.
Yeah, they're
No,
like-
but not all of them though, bro. There was a shooter on
Ball.
in Ball. The guy from the short guy, number 5 from
Thunder.
Libya or whatever. No,
From Libya.
Short guy from the Libya, El whatever they were called. That
El Hali.
nigga was a
Yo,
shooter.
you know, here's the thing. Why I'm saying
Yeah.
that, right? I was going to explain it in basketball terms.
Shoot
you know,
us,
they're
shoot.
always talking about Curry's height.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, he's not like the tallest kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, but when you look at his height and they're saying he's not
Yeah.
a tall guy, you're like,
Curry
fuck,
6'3".
Bana.
A
And he's
foot
not
shorter than Malik.
Yeah.
Imagine.
And he's bro. I keep telling people this. If you want to know how amazing someone like Steph Curry is, just go and look at his scouts report when he was joining the league.
How old is he?
Weak,
How tall is
skinny.
he?
36 right
30.
now.
Yo, yo,
How tall is he?
that report,
He's 6'3".
Okay.
that
Yeah.
report was like he's weak, he's skinny.
Yeah, no athleticism.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's 6'3". And have you seen Steph, bro? Like it's cause we see him up against the other tall
Yeah,
guy.
that's true. So you look smaller.
He looks very small, very tiny, very
He's
small
6'3".
figure. He's 6'3".
Jesus Christ.
This nigga. So when I tell you, Ashley,
I'm
I'm
short,
short.
I'm short.
Yeah. As long as I'm not, maybe I'd say for guys maybe 5'8" going up, right? Yeah, that's proper standard height. So me, I think I speak for the short kings. There ain't no shame in that, you know.
Okay.
No doubt.
Yeah. So ladies, man, they take it. Ukiniona pale and the young
Andy,
profile
shut
yangu
up.
pale Tinder, you know,
Bro.
5'5", 5'6".
The greatest
We
divorce.
packing. We packing.
The greatest divorce ever.
Oh,
Trump
yeah.
and Elon Musk. How
Where
tall
were
is,
you?
how
What
tall
a
is
time.
Trump? It's Trump tall.
Clearly
Trump
not.
is tall, yeah.
And
Is
Elon?
he?
Yeah, he's like
Elon is-
And it always also fascinates me how I think it's genetics and like geographical locations and placings, how big and wide Americans are.
Yeah.
Like I had someone say that.
as big as Mickey D's, man. No, he's 6'3".
But he's right because also
Wow.
He's
Trump,
6'3", yeah, he's a
'cause
tall guy.
also
Even
I
Tini was tall.
was amazed.
Biden.
Leafy.
I was amazed about how short people were in Vietnam and those places.
Yeah,
Those
but
Asians are small,
Hey,
bro.
yo,
Yeah, okay,
If
those
you're
are-
walking
That's what
down,
you like.
if you're walking down, if you're walking down Hanoi, they're like, "Go sit down." They're like, "Hey."
You know, like everybody
Yo,
feels.
when you went to the
You're
massage
up in the
parlor,
air.
For you like a
when you
pretzel.
went to the massage parlor, they were charging you for 3 bodies.
No, I was charging them anyway. So
G needed like times 2 personnel.
Trump,
Bro.
Trump and Elon. But like when in Thailand, you can have like more than one person work on you.
Yeah.
Oh, did you now?
So Trump and Elon. Trump and Elon.
Put in the work.
By the way, I'm going back to. I want to go back to Thailand.
I bet you do.
Where are you going?
I bet you
I'm
do.
thinking of going. Like for the rest of this year. I want to just be on the move. So I'm thinking of like. I'm really enjoying my free time. So I'm thinking of.
Yo, we need to go China proper, Bana. Let's plan that.
No, but you see, like I'll tell you, I have a problem with China.
Okay.
Yeah. So China. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah. I wanna go back to Thailand this year. Going to Jamaica though. Already booked.
Oh.
You know,
Excited about that,
funny enough, right? Because now this is my, I don't want to pass through America.
Yeah.
So this is literally yesterday. I'm like, land in Accra, spend a day, Accra, straight Jamaica. You know they got flights.
Have they started?
That's what I was Googling.
They haven't started yet.
Then he was like, yo, Sijui, pass me through the States.
They
I was
haven't
like,
started
oh,
yet. But you could go to London, Jamaica. Here to London, Jamaica.
Straight, huh?
That's what I'm doing.
Kingston to thingy.
Kingston from Gatwick, London to Kingston, Jamaica.
Oh, really?
That's the flight I'm doing.
Okay, because the one in the US, not the US, from Accra, it didn't make sense because it was like 200 and something, 300K. I was like, really?
Yeah.
So Trump.
Trump and Elon. But we predicted it though.
Yeah,
everybody. It was
that was a nasty breakup though.
Yeah, but I mean, but was it though?
But everybody could tell. Everybody was just like, these guys are really fucking with everybody. You know, it's like they had the world around their finger. They're just like, what are we gonna do with the world today? Let's fuck them.
Oh, so you don't think it's true? You think it's fake?
Nah.
You think it's strategy?
The breakup is fake.
No, their breakup is
that one is true. The shit Elon was saying on X.
Here's the thing. Who was going to be the biggest benefactor of their dealings? Elon, right?
Yeah.
Elon pumped in 250 million to get this guy elected. And he was like, yo, you best know what time it is.
Yeah.
So the biggest falling out for them was that bill that was being passed.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So that was an issue for Elon. For Elon. And Elon, Trump kept saying he knew about the properties of the thing, of the bill.
Yeah.
And Elon was like, bro, these guys were trying to pass it at some point of the night. I had no idea, I'd never looked at it. Yeah. So all of those, so Elon, even him, he's really not telling us that I totally disagree. It's just because he's not benefiting.
Yeah, technically was fucked.
My thing is, don't after your lovey-dovey thing, after the honeymoon phase is over, don't come and air your dirty laundry in public. Don't come and tell us that Trump is in the Epstein list and that's why it's never come out.
Wow.
Bro, this is far from what's going on around us right now. Yes, it's a very important conversation to be had because there's something going on over there. But you have been knowing all along that this guy, 1, 2, 3 things. So now that shit has gone south, you want to air him out.
Yeah.
Like you just didn't know what was going on with him.
You know what?
This was your guy.
This was
your homeboy.
Yeah.
But you know what I was thinking about though, like end of the day, even if Trump was on the Epstein files, right?
Yeah.
Fam, do you guys remember that Trump said to someone on something where I grabbed him in the pussy? Like that guy don't care. Like if he's gonna be like, he doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't care. In fact, I feel like even if he was on that list, whatever that list is, I reckon he'd find a way out of it to turn it into an advantage. Like he's just a chameleon, that one.
Yeah, presidential.
And then
Kanye.
you're the president of come on, man. What are we talking
for
about?
me because he was the most injured. He was like, no, we love you all.
Before we wrap up, there's 2 things that I want us to definitely talk about.
Let's go.
I want us to talk about the sense of regret you feel when you introduce 2 people and they start hanging out without you.
That's just you and Ashley. It's just the 2 of you who feel like that.
No, I've experienced it so many times, and it's the same person.
Oh damn!
It's the same person. And
Then why do you're enabling them? Why do you keep doing it?
Well, I don't do it anymore. I've stopped now. But basically, it's like, for me, when I see you or I see you or I see you or I see you, I see you just as a human, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something that you could do for me, but I don't see it like that. But this other person, this person could do this. To the point where the other day they were like, oh yeah, but remember we've got this person who stays in that country, so we can always lean on them. I'm like,
it doesn't work like
bitch,
that.
that's my friend.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean we could always lean on them?
No, that's our friend now.
No.
That's our friend, yes.
No, I get it, but like, how the fuck you hanging out and shit?
What, you want to keep them?
No,
Yeah.
You don't
But
own them?
I'm with G. Like,
don't own them,
I
it's
introduced
fine.
you. I
It's
introduced
fine.
you to as a different individual.
Yeah.
They live in another country,
Yeah.
and you just pull up to their yard,
Yeah.
and
Bro.
you're staying at their house.
Bro.
Like, who's your mother?
No, the worst one is like you just stay there.
Even went to pick him at the airport.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
worst one is the random days.
Because we
The worst one is the random like you just stay and it's like, yeah, well, I spoke to blah blah blah, and they think that we
Sorry,
should.
Yes.
They thought what?
Oh.
My only
And so
issue.
what's the problem? I'm
my
not hearing the problem here.
My only issue is I'm fine with my friends being friends with each other, even if
Yeah.
I've introduced them. I mean, you've done it, and I'm fine with it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But then my issue becomes when I become a discussion. Or when I become, we were talking about you the other day and we feel you should do X, Y, Z. Why are you doing a little intervention about me? without my presence? Or why are you making decisions with me involved without me being there?
So what is this?
Involve me in a three-way call.
So it's formal.
This is that Pulp Fiction.
It's not formal.
This is that Pulp Fiction scene with Morgan Freeman and John Travolta.
John Travolta, yeah.
And the woman, Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta. And this woman is going crazy. And Samuel L. Jackson is telling the man to tell the wife, tell your bitch to chill. Say, bitch, chill. That scene.
I think that's
chill.
on that note.
I'm not hearing the issue, G.
I just
With
don't
us,
like
all
it.
I'm hearing
I don't
is
need
this is formal.
All I'm saying, it's not formal. It's like end of the day, I feel for me, I have pockets of friends in different spaces. So now that y'all are muddying up the way I manage my friendship, I'm gonna have to unfriend both of you. Like,
Yo, like imagine,
That's petty as fuck.
me up in Fabian's yard. Yeah, yo, G, what's up? Say hi to Fabian.
Like imagine if Fabian comes to the country and you haven't seen him, but Calvin has been hanging out with him for like 4 days.
Wait,
and he's sleeping over at Calvin.
But do you know, honestly, me and Fabian have those issues. Because there's friends that I have here who Fabian's old buddy with, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
You're the one who has an issue.
I can talk about me.
Yeah.
That I don't agree with.
No, like
What
you
if
see,
they're saying
but
nice
then let me
things
tell you,
about you?
But it's nice things, but
me
don't
and-
talk about me.
You know, me and Fabian, because I've known G a while, right? I know
God damn.
G, then I know Fabian, right?
Yeah.
When I'm in London, G will be like, yo, connect with Fabian. I'm like, okay. You get? But I'll be
Did
like,
you?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
went
you
for
did, yeah,
drinks,
yeah.
Wait, were you about to be pissed that they actually did
No,
connect
no,
as
that's
you had
different.
asked them to?
That's different.
No, we sensitive
Yeah.
to the tone of your voice.
It's
bro.
like,
Like, did you?
and then you see, and then when Fabian's here,
Yeah.
Fabian will be like,
Fabian's
yo,
all over the place.
what's
bro.
up?
Like,
Yeah, that's
You say
true.
Fabian is the
you
whole.
wanna kick it? You get?
Let me tell you, like that one, I get it now. Like that one comes to Kenya, I just have no. Let's just go, do your.
You do
for them
not
prosper.
own people, G. You don't. People will do what they wanna do at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's
But
like
let's do it without me.
It's like no.
They
But
are.
I feel G.
Yeah.
Yo, Eddie's in the country the other day. We're having
Ed from Dubai.
Yeah, Eddie, not Eddie.
Okay.
Eddie's in the country the other day. So he's like, yo, I left my charger in Rwanda because, you know, he was DJing at BL. I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh,
no
AD.
worries. AD. What did I say?
Eddie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. I'll pick you up where you're staying. I'll take you to Diamond Plaza because I've, you know,
You get a charger, cool. Yeah,
get
no
a
problem.
charger, everything, cool. Do that whole lap. Cool, so do that, then come back. Following day, we're discussing him opening a bank account. Then he tells me, yo, my guy says that I should talk to his banker to help me open that bank account. I'm like, nigga,
Your guy?
you've been in my house a month. You got a guy who can connect you? I'm like,
I'm telling you.
I fucking cock blocked that shit. I was like, fuck that.
You will not have a bank account in Kenya.
Nigga, I was
That's
like,
pushing it.
no. I was like, yo, call I&M.
I agree with
I
you.
have I&M. I was like, my bank is better than their bank.
Wait, so you want more responsibility?
No.
Because you're taking
I
away
wouldn't
their...
go to fucking Accra and meet Kojo, who's a friend. And be like, Kojo, can I use your banker to open an account? Nigga, no.
But you're taking
fucking
away...
rules in this shit.
You're taking away the sense of independence.
Respect the friendship.
Respect the friendship.
That's true.
I am
No, this
respecting
blood
that.
line.
I'm trying to be
It's very
independent.
I get that though.
What if
off.
Calvin was not there?
But that's why I don't fuck with
I
AD though.
housed you.
You know, AD, let me tell you
This
about
nigga
AD.
is worked up for
AD
real.
is the same guy who came when he did the whole radio stuff. We got him on the radio, got him on the lockdown, and then he went and did a gig and had everybody else on the gig, but nobody from good
Yeah,
company.
I saw that.
That's why I don't mess with him.
G
Now
was
that one
pissed.
is different. That one is different.
No,
That one
he
is
was-
But
different.
then why are you surprised that he went somewhere else
To
to
get
go
a
and
bank
open a bank
account.
You
account?
know this is who he was.
That's who he is. That's who he is.
I love how people are so pressed today.
G's pouring, what do you call it?
It's on fire, guys. It's on fire.
Yeah, man.
Let people be, bro.
No,
Let
see,
people
but
be.
friendships
Nah,
are like
fuck
that.
them all.
No, but you know, actually, you tell us. As women, oh my God. Women, the
I
floor
like
is yours.
how I like how
Tell
like,
us.
as
No, the
women.
floor is yours.
Honestly,
who's your best friend this
Who
week?
connected you to that 5-band weave?
No, honestly, sometimes I can't even say like this is my best friend or this is a very good friend of mine.
you know that bitch
'Cause
ain't loyal.
The person who's next to me, or if I have two very close friends, women, female friends, they're gonna be like, oh, so she's your best friend. I'm like, guys, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Or when you think someone has plugged you into something, I never tell anybody who's actually plugged me. I usually just go like, oh, thank you. I won't be like, oh yeah, I knew. Because they'll be like, how did you know? Then I'm like, oh yeah, she told me. And they're like, oh, so you talk to her more than I talk to you.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
Do you have scenarios? Let's use. You know what? Why do you think girls' birthday parties they be starting a week before? Because
a week,
because she has to be. Yo, we can't be with that bitch at the same birthday party, so we have to have our own bash, and then this one has to try and do it most than the other one, like on and on and on.
Mine is not that serious. We're very calm.
That reminds me.
How many petals did she send you? Ati, red rose. 200 stems.
Also, seeing as the flow is mine, women come together also in friendships. Like majority of the time, when I introduce like a female friend of mine to another female friend.
Why don't you guys have a political party?
Shut up.
God. Hey.
Shut the fuck up. Listen, majority of the time when women are introduced to other female friends, we create like a little community, not a party, but a little community where, you know, we get advice from each other. We open groups where we share like thirst traps or hacks, or, you know, it's fun. It's fun.
Ashley,
it's a little community.
That's some BS, bro.
It's true.
Let me ask you, how many babe groups are you in right now that you do that? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Right, moving on.
What was the next thing you wanted to talk about?
The niggas there.
That's not what we're talking about. Babes groups.
I have one on Instagram which is about thirst traps.
For babes?
Yeah.
Purely babes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like literally, I think there are like six babes in there.
Talking about.
Hold on. You know, women. I was having a very interesting conversation about women, right? So, you know, it's interesting that in the last, like, say, 50 years, this is like, as a society, we're so fucked up and we had no one to guide us. This is the first time that you could have a relationship with multiple partners and people don't really care. You could go online and get, you know what I mean? You
Get what?
Get pussy, get whatever.
Okay.
You can go online and do all of that. You can get pregnant, don't have to marry. You can even tell a guy, hey, I'll get your baby. And you know what I mean? Men are turning into women are turning into men, and all of those, right? Women, like my grandmother, when I remember her, their opportunities, and like Ashley, the opportunities they have. In Kenya, women are more successful than men, you know, and all of those are things that's happening. And we're talking about Roe Wade. You guys know about the abortion laws and why women are fighting for their right to abortion. And some states have said yes, some states have said no. Right? And the white man in America is feeling very,
not just America though.
Yeah.
Around
but in
the
America,
world.
where the conversation's been had quite more loudly and who's pro-abortion, who's not pro-abortion, which was one of the big election points. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are offended if we give women that power to say that, hey, I can say that I will have an abortion and you can't say nothing about it. You get?
Yeah.
It's a very interesting, you know, it's a conversation about women and their health and ability and what, but it's
I'm being in charge of their bodies.
Their bodies, but it's made into, it's a political conversation, conversation.
Talking about politics and control, I don't know what's going on in this country of ours. I am absolutely...
One switch to patois.
No.
And talking about the opportunities that we have.
I was innocently driving in Kilimani, near to your house, the other day. It was a morning. I don't remember where I was coming from, but it was in the morning. As I drove past, like, this is called Cotton Avenue, or is it? Kilimani Ringborn, right?
Yeah.
I saw a poster.
Big billboard on
big
road.
billboard with a beautiful lady on it. And it said Nairobi
Nights.com.
And it had a QR code. Now, for me, I'm very curious
about QR codes.
About QR codes, no.
On billboards.
No,
and doing research.
Yes, no, actually, you're right. Because for me, I've always wondered to myself, like, how important, like, when I'm driving, do you expect me to get the phone, open the camera?
Yes.
So I'm
Scan the
actually,
QR.
does it actually work? You know what I'm trying to say? I know it works on TV, but anyway, it didn't work because but I noticed the name, it was Nairobi Nights. So I Googled it. and then I went onto the website.
Or you didn't try slowing down and rolling down the window and scanning the
Yo.
No, I didn't try it.
like a drive-by.
I didn't try it.
Yo, you know, here's the thing. So the description, it says, right? It says, at Nairobi Nights, we believe that travel is more than just sightseeing. It's about creating memories that last a lifetime. Join us for an extraordinary journey through Nairobi. Every night is an adventure and every moment is a story waiting to be told.
Sign me up.
What kind of services are they
Sign
offering?
me up. I'm about to find
Romantic
out.
getaways. Enhance your adventure with our unique dating options, including romantic dinners with charming local hosts.
Bro, listen.
How do I sign up?
Featured tours.
Where do I
Coffee
sign up?
date, Nairobi Safari, Elephant Orphanage. So when you go into these things, bruv,
Right.
It says it's safe, discreet, and hassle-free.
you can choose who you want to go out on a date with and how much the rate is as per hour. Look,
I've said book a guide. Why is my guide holding her boobs?
Stop it. Let's see.
It says
Hey,
Helena
Ashley, you jumped on that
XOXO.
one really quick.
$75.
$75
Stop it.
Yeah, for an hour.
You
Then
know
it
what?
says,
I'm not mad about this.
hey, Teresa is kind of cute, nigga.
Let's see.
Where you can't be just dropping their names like that.
Oh, you're
bro.
Yo, see, they've already cut the things over here.
they're all there. they're all
Umesema
there.
$75.
You know what this is? It's
Bam.
technically OnlyFans, but with a
then
twist.
there's even, listen, because we're equal opportunists. There's Jeremy Kagoro.
Let's see Jeremy.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
He's in the bar.
It's technically Tinder /
Yo,
OnlyFans.
then there's Ben Mutavi.
Can I sign up to
I want to sign
their
up.
host?
I don't know.
Hey, there's even Duncan Buan.
Ashley tujaribu hii
Yeah,
maneno.
for damn sure. Me, I'm trying
We
to try.
try it, yeah?
And I like that there's options for male, even you.
Aye, yo.
Fucking hell, I went to uni with his babe.
Oh my God. I just did the conversion. So
What a god.
you're spending about
75.
10K.
Yeah.
Bro, 75K an hour.
An hour. That's 10K an hour.
My question is that 10,000 for
I told you, motherfuckers. Look,
the individual?
So G,
I went to uni
that
with her. Look, it even says her age.
sour, that $75, right?
What'd you get for it?
Yes.
I don't know.
You didn't
Also-
research.
What do you mean I need to search?
No, you didn't research.
No,
go through with the research.
I was
so
shocked.
her description, so it says her age, her height, 188 centimeters, location Nairobi, $75 an hour, right? She says she's extroverted, she's sporty, she likes eating out and trying out different cuisines.
So Tinder.
This is Tinder Premium.
Hiking
Yeah.
and good laugh,
Tinder
right?
and OnlyFans
She says her
coming
profession
together.
is she's in media and she's a PR strategist. She works in music. She loves food. She loves traveling and is a free spirit.
Jimani,
Actually,
do you
it
feel
is
like
literally Tinder.
sponsoring a scientific research expedition?
Do you want to do it?
Bro, I'll do it.
For damn sure, yeah.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's do an
Find out.
expedition. Let's find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm open to this.
Yeah.
Cool.
Catch us next week so that you can
No,
see
hold on.
No, wait.
Wait. Before
right
we finish,
now?
I just want to let you know, Optica have messaged me again, and they've said, "Hello, Conrad. We called to see that you're happy with your order."
To see that you're happy with the order,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
wild. See,
Yeah.
it's wild.
You know what's
There you
crazy
go.
about it? So I've just gone on to like their WhatsApp, right? Guess what? It's a UK number.
Really?
What are the chances? What are the chances that there's scammers over
Facts.
there? What are the chances?
Hi.
Yo,
Because scammers are good with it nowadays, bro.
guess
Pretty
what
high.
high street they're on? 45 Albemarle Street, Mayfair, London.
That's
These are
uptown.
some-
Yeah.
This is definitely
bougie
some tech
shit.
kids for damn sure.
Who's got 10,000 bob an hour?
It makes sense
An
though.
hour.
Also, my
DJs.
question is is that 10,000 for the individual? And then once you link up the experience, you cater for it on a different tab?
We
of
don't
course.
know. It
Or
could-
is
That's-
it-
that's how it
that's how it works, right?
but it could just be companionship, like
Yeah,
you know?
no,
We can
definitely.
find out.
No.
And that's why it's the
Here's the
coffee
thing.
date for the blah, blah, blah.
Yo,
Then
guys,
after
don't
that,
judge
if you...
them. This
yeah.
is tourism.
This is business.
And it
Exactly.
works because if
So-
you're new to the country...
It's
In
this
a
is
bulk
Joe.
amount.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. 75
Dollars.
Dollars.
an hour. So here's the thing. Me, I just want to know if there's an off peak.
Wrap this up.
Or you can pay by bunker points. This is
Lipa-
Lipa- lipa pole pole.
the mics are open. My name is G-Money.
And yeah.
Ashley.
Big C.
Adios, muchachos.
My